You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm and Jupiter. A world-class experience. Visit BremenBMW.com. And by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
Dragic will go all the way and lay it up and in. Sixers fans won't appreciate that with 1:2 to play, but it is over. The 76ers losing for the first time since March 13th. Their 17-game winning streak is over as Dwayne Wade and the Heat taking game 2.
All right, be honest, everybody. Who in this room actually saw that happening?
No.
Come on. Anybody?
I literally saw it. I remember you asked me yesterday, and I was like, not a chance in hell.
Not a chance in hell.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm just pumped it happened. I'm just so happy. I felt like maybe I was still in Disney
But you're
World.
such a reactor,
Oh, man.
though. You're like, it's not going to happen, and then it happens. I told you.
Told you
I had
guys.
faith the whole time. I was just trying to play to the show.
I told you guys. Dwayne Wade still has it. LeBron who?
Wow. Unbelievable last night.
All right.
Well, welcome to Kevin's Other Show. I am your host here, Kevin. We got Ricky Bobby in here today. Diener joins us. And then the lovely Jordan is back again. Hello.
Jordan's back.
Wow. Yeah, I did not see. I mean, I don't know what is most surprising from this game. The win, the performance from D. Wade, just, the defense that the Heat were actually able to play last night. I mean, 103 points for the 76ers when the previous game they did 130.
Yeah, defense definitely stepped up
Big
time.
That is a big time difference. So I don't know. What do you find to be most surprising from this Heat game from last night?
Wade.
It is, right?
I think Wade,
Yeah.
hands down, is the most surprising thing because, and this is so funny. It's like you're talking about somebody that you looked at as one of the most athletic players that's ever played the game.
Yeah.
And now you have to pay attention to him trying to win with finesse. And it's just really weird to watch that happen because he used to be just like he would just put his head down and pile in and make it happen. Now he's like moving around, but that shot over Ben Simmons was probably one of his highlights that he's had for the past couple of years. But to see him play like that, well, are you going to see him play like that again?
That I think is my ultimate question. He did 26 minutes last night with 28.7 rebounds, 3 assists. Game 1, he played 19. Can D. Wade go 26 minutes? And you can't expect that kind of productivity out of the guy in 26 minutes, probably again in the series. I mean, Spoelstra was even saying, look, he's not a 40-minute-a-game guy. That's not going to happen.
No, I mean, those days are over for D. Wade. I mean, God bless him. He put on, his vintage hero performance last night. But, yeah, we're not going to see him play 40 minutes, and we're not going to see him score 28 in 26 minutes anymore. But, look, he can still play 26 to 28 minutes and be effective. I mean, there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about
To
that.
carry the team, though, I don't think you can rely on
Not
him to do
again.
that again.
Look, if he can actually hit step-back jumpers like that, I know what he did against Ben Simmons last night was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he taught him a couple of things. We can't expect him to have games like that the rest of the series, but he did show that he's just not some guy, waning on the end of the bench. He still can take over a game. And now, look, Miami has home court advantage, so
I don't
who
think
knows?
anybody looked at him like that, though.
I think you kind of did.
I didn't.
I think you found him useless.
No, I didn't find him useless. I thought he was a great morale booster. I think it'd be
Come
good to have a
on.
better. I'm
He's like a cute
serious.
mascot.
Well, to
he's
come
kind of
back,
like,
yeah.
he's kind of like that hamster you have on the bench. You go pet for good luck before you go into the game.
Rub the Buddha. No, I'm serious. Like I think he's like a great leader, and it was good to be able to bring those guys together. Jesus, it's like you
You
babysit
just
for
made
his
him
kids
sound like
or
Sister
something.
Jean over here.
I didn't know. That's
Let's
not
throw
what
an
I meant.
Afghan over D. Wade and put him in a wheelchair.
Hey man,
He has him.
hey, if it works,
Unreal.
Yeah. D. Wade last night after the game talked about his inspiration.
I got into you tonight.
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, really?
Yep. Thank Kevin Hart for that.
Yeah, that was some good stuff.
Who was doing that interview? Do we know that?
I don't know.
Have any idea?
Some chick, NBA TV. Yeah.
I mean, because her response was so...
Kevin Hart, really?
It was so condescending.
Yeah, really?
that's what you're giving me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Kevin Hart, really?
Well, what she was expecting, like this huge journalistic answer out of the man. Like, I mean, you're lucky you just watched him go off for 28.
Yeah. I got to tell you, in Philly, though, Kevin Hart is turning out to be a major blemish on the sports world there. Remember what he did after they won the Super Bowl?
Right.
That was my favorite.
His drunken rant in the background of
They're
NFL
going to have to give
Network.
him a breathalyzer test before he approaches anybody.
They're going to have to ban Kevin Hart from every single sporting event in Philadelphia because every time he goes, either he gets hammered, tries to get on stage and gets rejected, or he brings out D. Wade for a 28-point performance and loses the 76ers the game, if you believe D. Wade.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Philly's like, just stay in
Just
Philly.
go away.
Yeah, like don't go to Miami. You may have friends down there, but don't do it.
But just don't.
And there's no crowd you don't want to dislike you less than a Philly crowd.
No.
I mean, they will throw rocks at Santa.
Yep.
Kevin Hart, they will kill you.
They eat horse crap.
They're going to kill him.
These people are
They will
insane.
kill you.
You're right.
They ate horse crap and
They will.
punched a horse.
Don't they throw frozen batteries too? Mm-hmm. I heard that.
Yeah, that happened.
But the thing,
Psychopaths.
why would you freeze a battery though? It's already hard enough. Does
true.
it get harder?
I don't
Or
know.
what is-
They want it cold too. I don't know.
Why,
So it's
why a
slippery
frozen?
as
That's what I
well.
heard.
Hey, wait a minute, is that frozen?
Yeah,
You can't throw it till it's frozen.
Don't throw it. Till it's
Freeze
Maybe
the
because
battery, then hit Kevin Hart with it.
It's
Make
maybe
sure
it
you hit him in
slides
the
off
head.
and hit somebody else. Ricochet factor, maybe.
Hey, come on.
Rough.
Frozen battery.
Numbers on D-Wade last night, just awesome. 7 for 8 mid-range, 11 for 16 overall. When he came into the game, the Heat were down by 9. I mean, he was pivotal, and he hit the gas at the points where he needed it because it looked like 76 is going to start cruising. D-Wade comes in. You finish out the first half in the last 15 minutes, Dwayne Wade, 21 points, Philadelphia 76ers 20. He was shooting 89%.
This game was
89%.
I hate to say it. It's going to sound the wrong way. I don't mean it this way, but this game for D. Wade was a statistical anomaly for someone his age. Not that he can't do it, but you just read up those stats. That's not going to happen the rest of the series. He hasn't had a game like this.
Yeah.
If you guys remember, I think it was 2013 against the Pacers in the second round, and the Heat were down 2-1. He scored like 42 points, and he brought them back in that series. That's the last time he had a game this impactful for Miami. And that was 5 years ago.
He ate his Wheaties that day.
He did.
He had a couple in 2016. I think he did 38 once or twice against the Raptors. But, I mean, it's 2 years. I mean, how much has he declined in 2 years? He's not a 40-minute-a-game guy. You know that.
Yeah, he's been taken off of that type of restraint of doing that amount of time. I mean, when he went to the Cavs, he barely played. I mean, when he was with Chicago, he played a little bit more, but still, it was like it wasn't the same. So,
Do you have to have somebody really step up here for the Heat, or can they go on this committee thing and try to win? And are you going to have Ben Simmons be as silent? I mean, what are you going to do with guarding him and playing defense on that guy? I mean, do you think he's not going to come back hard? Do you think that Embiid is going to be coming back? And Embiid is ticked off too.
yeah, he's a little pissed. But this is the thing, is that this is what we were talking about with the fact that they are a young squad.
Yes,
You know, I mean,
exactly.
because there's a possibility that they could have been trounced mentally from that. I mean, there's a good possibility, but I don't know. Ben Simmons is the future of the NBA. I think the way he's playing is out of his mind. Him
one
and
of those guys.
Giannis Antetokounmpo are going to be those two guys later on in the 5-6 years. You're going to be looking at him like, holy crap. So, I mean, he's got a long way to go. But still, I mean, when you have somebody that's like that does that old on you, it kind of like it puts you in a hole. But Goran Dragic also played really well.
He did.
He played like crap the first game, so that
Okay.
helps.
And Hassan Whiteside, I guess, to give him a little credit, better at least than he was in Game 1.
Yeah, I mean, Whiteside is going to play his role.
Boy, that's a real ringing endorsement.
Rich just wants,
All 4 of his points.
But he's a presence. You want him to be a physical presence.
See, there's your
in the
presence.
paint.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's the one thing you don't. Philly goes outside. They're hitting the three-pointers in Game 1. They're cutting to the basket like that, and then you've got nobody in there that's playing a tough game. So there's no fear inside the paint. So I mean, if he's just a physical presence, Hassan Whiteside, I don't know if he's earning up to how much you're paying him, but he's still at least something that you got to
At least
consider.
he's there.
Yeah.
Well,
He only played for 15 minutes. I mean, he was a presence for 15 minutes, and that's about it.
and I think he's going to play a bigger role once Embiid does come back as well. Which is he going to play Game 3? I think that's what I'm hearing. Right? He's supposed to.
He was
at least
supposed to
come
be
back
coming
Game
back
3.
by then, yeah.
So he should play a bigger role at that point because that's his matchup. It's going to be him and Bam covering Embiid. And I mean, but to your point from before too, I think one of the main things I take away from the Sixers right now, and maybe I'm going too far with this, but they remind me of James Harden in the finals in 2012 a little bit. Remember when James Harden was playing so well? It was Durant.
He won
Westbrook.
Sixth Man of the Year that year.
Exactly. And he showed up in the finals as a
No,
young guy.
he did not show
and
up.
He didn't show up.
He
That was the
didn't show
thing.
up.
Right.
And then he went in 5 games.
He stayed exactly where he was at his mama's house that whole game.
That's what these guys kind of remind me of in Game 2. And my main thing is I'm wanting to see how they can now respond coming back to Miami in Games 3 and 4. Are they going to kind of now float away? Or
Miami a lot better at home. They had to man up in Game 2. You go down 0-2. I mean, the numbers on that is staggering. A best-of-7 series, 93% of the time, the team that's up 2-0 wins. 93% of the time. So that was a significant win for the Heat. Let's look at the next couple of the games. You got Thursday, Saturday in Miami before going back to Philly next Tuesday. What do the Heat have to do to feel good about this? They got to at least take 1 or 2 at home, right?
You got to split.
Yeah.
You got to split. I mean, honestly, I think the pressure is more on Philly at this point because now Miami's coming home for 2 games, and if you're Philly, you're thinking to yourself, we actually have a serious chance here of going down 3-1 back to Philly for Game 5.
But why though? You afraid of the Miami crowd?
Listen,
I mean, like
they've been
I don't
good
understand.
at home.
I understand that, but still,
Hey,
I mean, it's
the Miami crowd is a good crowd in the playoffs.
Okay,
I've been there for playoff games.
Yeah, were you there the one when everybody walked out and then they wound up winning the game and coming back and winning the championship?
I wasn't
no, you weren't there.
But I would have
And a lot of other people weren't there either, and the people that were there friggin' left. So, I mean, you can't tell me about the Miami
that place
crowd
is
right
loud.
now.
I don't want to hear it from you, Knick fan.
Yeah,
that place is loud in the playoffs.
They probably pump in the sound like they do at Falcons.
Oh, my goodness.
Heat and 7.
Heat and 7, you say?
Yep.
Wow.
I'm sticking with that prediction.
Okay, Ricky Bobby.
Philly and 6.
Philly and 6. Jordan.
I have to agree with Ricky Bobby.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
never want to hear those
sorry.
words.
Philly and 6. You have no friends,
I'm
Dieter.
sorry. I have to. It just, I don't know.
Kevin,
I don't
what's your
see
prediction?
it happening for the Heat.
You could break this right here. What's your prediction there, sir?
Ooh, what team are you on?
Philly and 5.
Oh, even worse.
I take.
Bobby's like one
Hey, man.
game.
That's it.
Gentleman's
You had your
sweep.
fun.
You saw heaven open up last night. You saw a
what I'm
freaking
saying.
miracle.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You
you
saw
guys
a
such
miracle
high horse.
happen.
That performance from Dwayne Wade.
Yes.
If
It's
it
not
is-
likely to happen
If
again.
it is duplicated,
Yes.
then we will talk. But until it happens more than once, there's nothing to stand on.
Yes. All right, just saying.
Hassan Whiteside played for 15 minutes, had 4 points. James Johnson, 37 points.
I'm so lonely on this Heat fan
Josh
island.
Richardson, 33 points. And your number one player, the one that's getting paid the most out of everybody, played 15 minutes, 4 points. And Old Man River had to bail you out.
Okay, we've all laid it down. We'll see what happens.
Just saying.
Coming up, who do you think is the most popular baseball player in the world? I mean, and my goodness, I mean, you've got to think Japan even you could throw in there. I mean, my God, what they're bringing over to the U.S. now.
That's true.
I mean, it's really amazing. But this stat will shock you. I'll tell you who it is next.
Yep, he's here too. It's Kevin's Other Show, right here on 640 The Hurricane.
Boy, the Marlins were in a nail-biter last night.
I feel like that was sarcastic.
Maybe a little bit.
Gosh. I mean, it's atrocious. I mean, this is like, come on, man.
Well, if you were the
terrible.
Yankees who was a nail biter, you thought you were going to get to 20.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, I expected a bad season out of the
Not
fish.
this bad.
Oh, it's atrocious. 12-1 last night in the Bronx. Just nasty. The Yankees had 3 home runs, 15 hits, including 8 extra base hits. They scored in every single inning except for the 6th and the 8th. Marlins now 4-12. It's their 3rd consecutive loss, their 10th in their past 12 games.
I gotta say,
Man.
the thing that shocked me the most when I was reading that this morning, I didn't know the Marlins had 4 wins. I could have sworn it was 2.
Keep in mind,
I really did.
well, they started off in the first series, 2 were against Chicago.
Right.
They started off, I mean, at 500 after their first series.
And remember, everyone was like, oh man, this may
They're
not
gonna
be
be
as bad as we think
great.
it
I
is.
This could be
No.
tolerable.
Could this be a Miami Marlins team that could do something? It's Miami Marlins fans, Miami fans in general, overreacting over one sample.
You know what? You know what I feel like this is? I feel
Reminiscent.
like
That's what it is.
this season is in a nutshell, what happened in the game against Philly, where Miami went up 1-0 against Philly and then gave up 20 runs. That's what the season is becoming, where they started 1-1. All right, hey, it's not going to be as bad as we thought. No, now you're down 20
Even
to 1.
worse.
I mean, they've got no offense. This is the 10th time the Marlins have been held to 3 runs or less. They've got no offense. And, I mean, obviously, I can't really say they got pitching. They gave up 12 runs. So, I mean, the 2 big things you need in baseball, run production and pitching, they don't have either.
They don't have those?
That's not going to make for a very successful season. I think they're on pace for what, maybe about 45 wins this year? Maybe.
If they're lucky.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, they had 5 hits all game.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
And, I mean, they're talking about, okay, Real Muto might be coming back. But does that matter? I mean, that doesn't matter.
No.
I mean, it's just bad.
Starlin Castro must be so sad. He's the saddest man in baseball, right? I mean, he's stuck there. He's in
Yeah.
purgatory, the poor guy.
Yeah, and he keeps getting tossed in those situations as well.
He does.
Yeah,
leave the Cubs.
Yeah.
Win the World Series.
Gosh.
Leave the Yankees.
Right.
Get the Bronx Bombers.
Yeah.
The Baby Bombers.
So sad.
Just how bad.
It's really bad. He's
It
just
is.
sitting there all droopy dog in Miami.
terrible.
I do feel really bad for him.
No, I do.
Giancarlo Stanton, though, had no hits in the
Zippo.
game. Yeah. He
There's a
had nothing.
victory.
Yeah, I
He's not a
guess.
victory. He struck out 5 times in 2 separate games.
Listen,
I don't think it's a victory. He has no idea what he's doing right now.
He's
so
not-
lost
yeah.
in the American
He
League.
is.
Yeah, he's not had the kind of game or the kind of season that you would think. In fact, right now, I think is Gregorius, is he leading the Yankees in home runs?
5 home runs, I think,
He had
right?
2 last
2 last night.
Yeah. So he's at 5. Judge is at 4. Hit his 4th last night. So what was just really, if you wanted to see the lowlights, did you see the drop pop fly in left center last night?
Oh, please tell me more. I want to hear more about
It
this.
was just off of the bat. I think it was Sanchez hit it, and he's kind of like trotting to first, and it's like, ugh, I'm out. But no, you forgot who you're playing. You're playing the Marlins. You have chance.
You can't give up when the
You can't give up.
I'd try and steal home on a pop fly, honestly.
Cameron Maben's out there, and they're like, and they, the announcer's trying to make him feel better. Well, it's kind of dark out, and it might be hard to get that. But he goes out there just lost.
Oh, he was on his Comcast app watching Miami Heat. That's why.
It's kind of dark out. That's
I don't
That's
even
an
know. It
excuse.
didn't even make
It's a stadium. There's lights.
It didn't
Can't
make
be that
sense
dark.
what they were selling. Cameron Maben totally played it wrong, but it just added to it. It's just awful. I mean, it's laughable. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think they are legitimately the laughing stock of baseball.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, is it going to get as bad as the original Major League? I mean, are we talking? Is it kind of like on that where we need to put bags over the heads? The thing. I mean, how soon before we start seeing that kind of stuff?
Well, first the fans have to come to the games, and if they come to the games, then they can show up with the bags.
then you
Put the
can do
bags
it.
on their heads.
Double hot dog nights. I think
Yeah.
that would bring everybody. It's
Good idea.
Yeah.
Gosh, what man ball Bryce Harper's playing though too.
How did he do that yesterday?
That was insane.
He broke it like right by his hand.
Where his hands
too.
are, yeah.
Normally, like you bust the top of the bat, like mid bat. It snapped off. He had about a toothpick left of that damn thing.
Yep.
He's it's just like testosterone just shoots from his pores, his
Yeah.
essence, his hair, his beard is just. He's like some kind. It's like he rides on a steed out in the field.
Like a white,
Like
like
it's
the new
off.
age
I'm-
Fabio.
Here I am, good. And he really is just flowing.
Here I come to save the day.
It's just amazing. Just watching what he's. Gosh, just man. He's
How-
man on man.
How great is that imagery to think of? Wait, what? How great is that imagery to think of Harper just trotting out to home plate
Yep.
from
Yeah.
the batter's
Just
circle?
imagine it for a
Just
second.
on a white horse.
And it would kind of like rear up.
Listen, if
As
he
he
was playing
dismounts.
AAA ball, that's exactly what he'd be doing.
You'd have to,
okay?
right?
Because there's no rules down there.
And then he gets off the horse and hits a 406-foot home run with a broken bat.
Yes.
That's what he does.
I find him to be glorious.
He hits a home run with the horse. He picks up the whole damn horse and hits it right out of the park.
Jordan, what would you have to
Horse.
say? Who has more manly essence? Would you say it's Bryce Harper, or would you give it to Giancarlo Stanton?
Oh, Bryce
What?
Harper.
What?
No,
baseball-
Bryce Harper.
Really? Yeah.
I don't even think it's
he's
a
Yeah.
question.
I don't know though. Stanton is a. Did you see the ESPN body issue? Pretty nice.
Now you
He's
see-
pretty jacked.
But he.
No.
No,
I-
Bryce Harper with
there
the
are gay
hair and the
bodybuilders.
beard. That's
It's
more,
the essence
yeah.
of he looks like Thor.
Yeah,
Just he's like a
Yeah.
Greek god kind of thing. And Stanton is more pretty boy, kind of California beach kind of boy.
Yeah, Yeah, that makes more sense.
Now, see, that's what I'm wondering. Where are we placing the manliness meter here? Is it on the look? Because if it's the look, as far as the chisel body goes, it's Stanton. But if it's an overall kind of
I don't know.
aura,
It's got to be your
then it's
whole,
Harper.
the
Yeah.
whole package. It's gotta be the whole thing.
I think Bryce Harper's probably chiseled too, but he's a
Probably.
married dude, so I don't think he
So
flaunts
he
it
does,
as
yeah,
much.
he doesn't want anyone else to see.
I've
Yeah.
seen Giancarlo Stanton put up a picture with the duck face. So as soon as you do that, you're out of my
You
book.
lose all your
there's no
manliness.
duck
Oh,
face.
he
duck
duck
lips.
face? Oh no, he did.
Did he
Yeah.
do that?
Oh
That's
my
rough.
gosh, I'm so glad he got traded.
Yeah. You don't need that.
Oh, we don't.
You don't need
that.
wins.
No, we don't.
You just need less
that.
duck face.
No. Oh, that's such a bad move.
Yeah, it's a bad move. So Bryce Harper, never in a million years. I don't. You can catch him with 17 hair dryers. I don't really.
I was
care.
going to say, though, he was using 2 hair dryers. That has to be, like, in the
But
lost
do you
column,
see
right?
the hair though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
mean-
man that can grow hair
Well,
like
his
that.
hair is so thick and strong, it takes 2 hair dryers
Yeah,
to
exactly.
penetrate it.
That's
That's what it is.
Does that hurt
That's
at
just
all,
how it
Jordan?
works.
Does that hurt it, the 2 hair dryers?
No.
No?
It's
Okay.
a chore to wash my hair. I totally get it.
She gets it.
I have to have a pep talk with myself just to get in the shower to wash my hair.
It's so
Well,
bad.
thank God you had that pep talk today because Diener is smelling like a foot.
That's not very
He's
nice.
still got the Disney.
I have the
funk
Disney
on.
Oh,
smell,
you didn't
yeah.
shower since Disney?
I have the
smells like
Disney
child
smell.
barf.
Oh, God.
And popcorn. Child barf and popcorn.
Nice.
So even with all this manly essence here, you would think that we have just named the most popular baseball player in the world with our conversation.
You would think so.
Yeah.
But we have not, and I throw in yet another manly man.
Oh no.
Could he trump the other two?
Is it Bartolo Colon? Because I don't want to have this conversation.
No, it is not.
I hope it is.
And I don't know if I believe the stat or not because I think that it comes with some bias. But ESPN and their new lowly watch show Get Up, in an attempt to get some attention,
God.
has supposedly done a poll. And according to them, they say,
I think Greenberg's done a lot of polls.
you think?
I think so.
It's debatable.
Yeah.
They say Tim Tebow is the most popular baseball player on the planet.
On the world?
You know what?
In
though?
the world.
You know what though? I think they might be right. They might be, I mean, reality.
Explain yourself.
Well, this is because if he was playing football, he'd be the most popular football player in the world. If he was playing
Batting
ice
one.
hockey, he'd be the most popular ice hockey person.
He's
The man-
playing for the Rumble Ponies. He's not playing for the Nets.
First of all, if you hear the name Rumble Ponies, are you really going to turn the channel? No, you're going to watch.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a
That
good point.
name.
Good
Don't
point.
forget, it's in Binghamton.
But
What-
that
where the
name
hell is that?
alone.
Binghamton.
Big gum.
It's not easy to say.
Isn't that up in, like...
Binghamton.
I'm confused. Is that in Alabama?
I don't know.
I think it's upstate New York.
Sounds like New York.
State New York.
I think it is.
Binghamton. Okay,
They
sure.
shipped him far away.
I think that's right though.
He's batting 167. He has struck out in exactly half of his at-bats.
Great.
Wow.
And he plays for Binghamton.
I mean, take away
Is-
the home
is
runs. Him
he-
and Giancarlo are like right neck and neck. You know
Is
what I
he
mean?
the top baseball player in the world? I'm not throwing in the state of New York, and I'm not throwing in the U.S. I'm throwing in the world.
Well, it's probably
Most
some
popular.
Hakataka Naka Naka that's over on the other side.
I mean,
That
how is
probably pretty
Ohtani
popular
not
too,
the
but-
Yeah,
most
right.
popular player in the world?
You'd think in the world, yeah. But I mean, even
Right.
the two guys that we just named here.
Yeah.
In manliness, would you put Tebow? Would you rank him above either Giancarlo or Bryce Harper?
Good
Jordan?
question.
No.
No, okay.
Bryce Harper's still number one.
Where does Tebow fall on this list of manliness?
For me, he'd be two.
Okay.
Okay, behind Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Is it because Stanton did the duck lips? Is that
What's more impressive though? Bryce Harper rides in
Get to
on
the bottom of this.
Bryce Harper rides in on a steed. Tim Tebow comes in on a cloud.
Yes.
Good point. Yeah.
What is more impressive?
Well,
I don't know.
The whole
Floating.
Jesus factor makes it very different.
There's light and music behind him as he comes up to the plate.
I think there's
Absolutely.
greater
Two
essence.
totally
I think
different
St. Peter
scenes.
actually drives him into the stadium.
I did think about this as I was cruising past the Mets stadium, and I was missing the fact that Tim Tebow was not there when I went by on Sunday. And I thought about this, and I think the Mets are smart because they do know they have a very popular player that is not very good. But to have put him back into Port St. Lucie this year to have him play is kind of overexposing him into that market.
Yeah.
And I think that their overall strategy, and I think you will see Tim Tebow bounce from one minor league affiliate for the Mets to another year after year until they're finally done with him.
Yeah, or until they finally just make the jump that they're not selling enough seats, so let's bring him up to the big leagues, let him hit a couple, and sell some jerseys, which they should have done last year.
They should have done last year. I'm surprised they didn't last year because this year I don't think it's going to happen.
No, probably
Yeah.
not. They missed their opportunity.
Yeah, I thought it would have. Coming up here in just a couple minutes, one of the problems for Tim Tebow is the fact he's got to play in the cold. And why is he? Some numbers that will make you all see clearly what I've seen for quite some time. We've got to chop down this dang Major League Baseball schedule. I will tell you why next.
Be part of the show on Twitter at 640 The Hurricane, hashtag Kevin's Other Show.
Can you feel the heat down in your soul?
It like started off really good.
Yeah, what happened?
It was recorded in 1995, all right, guys? Give him a break.
Sounds just like it.
It does. Like, when you watch this video, I mean, please do yourself a favor and watch this. It's just so cheesy.
I don't want to do that at all.
Dan Marley's in it. Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning. It's wonderful.
Took basketball to church on this one.
I gotta tell
I
you,
was gonna say, it's like a church choir.
and it sounds like it's on a record player. Yeah. I'm really cutting through on the AM dial, baby. Yeah.
I wonder how it's coming across.
Yeah.
Not well, I'm
There's
assuming.
people crashing everywhere right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's why you can go for the podcast or YouTube, too. Check
Yeah,
it out
I
there.
would do that there.
It's
Safer.
still going to sound a little tinny, but, at least a little bit better. Kevin's Other Show. Search for it. What's up? Yeah, I got to tell you, man, what a great win last night. It was something to hang your hat on.
It was so much fun. It really was to watch Wade do that. It kind of felt like watching, and I hate to say this because this is when Zoe was at the end of his career, but it felt like watching Alonzo Mourning when they beat the Mavericks in 2006. And Zoe had come back to the team after his kidney thing, and he was with the Nets and all those different teams. And he came back, and he actually contributed and helped the Heat win their first title in 2006.
Yeah.
It was reminiscent of that, watching Wade do that last night.
It was glorious. It was amazing.
It was.
It absolutely was.
Well, it's a flash in the pan.
What?
It was.
A flash in the pan?
Yeah, just like pan's hot, throw some oil. Whoop.
He's done this his whole career,
That
you
was it.
blasphemer.
What a whole career. He's
I hate you.
36.
I hate you.
Well, he's been averaging, I think, since the Heat brought him back 12 points. He threw in 28 last night.
Yeah, but that's a
That's
flash in the pan.
He more than doubled his average.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So are we going to be seeing this too often? So they asked D. Wade, okay, what's going on, man? How did this happen?
It was just in my DNA. I love the stage. As I said multiple times, I play this game for these moments. And, last night, sitting in your room, trying to think about what you can do, what you can bring, to this group. Those are times that, players that is not playing this game no more, those are moments that they miss. And then to come out and respond. So it's definitely, a gene thing with me. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it was a gene thing.
A gene thing.
All in jeans.
Gene?
That's right. That's right.
This is the thing. If you really are hanging your hat on this whole entire thing, you're lost as a basketball fan, because the odds of this happening again is slim to none.
Why do you have to be such a killjoy? Can't we just enjoy Dwayne
Because
Wade
but this
putting in
is
his
all
performance?
no, but this is all you do though. One thing goes right, and then everything's right, which is not.
What a wave of emotions, though. I mean, game one was like the sky's falling, everything's awful, and now it's like, whoa, we're ping and pong, or bing, we're going to ping right to the other side.
Did everybody forget that the Heat lost 130? They put up 130 in regulation. Like, you didn't even go to overtime.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a flash in the pan? That was a flash in the pan performance by Philly. 130 points. As you can see, that is not going to happen every night.
So do you think that the fact that Embiid is likely coming back Thursday night, does that actually hurt the 76ers, do you think, Diener?
In a way, it might. I mean, I hate saying that about a guy that talented, but it's just going to change the entire way their offense is run, which is one of the reasons why we say Hassan Whiteside is not playing so much, because they're saying that he hurts the Heat because he slows them down. You're going to have now an inside game between Hassan Whiteside and Joel Embiid, and the last time that happened, Whiteside owned him. He owned him in the regular season.
Okay.
Well, that's if they go that route, though. I mean, they already played Hassan Whiteside very little minutes last night. Mm-hmm. And then, so, I mean, if they turn around and they go with Embiid and it's not working, they'll pull him.
Yeah.
I think he's going to continue to be a non-factor in this series.
It's all about matchups. And if the matchup works without him, they're going to use him in order to be able to get out of that first round.
Isn't it amazing, though, that the coach for the 76ers, Brown, couldn't even get to the showers before getting questioned about Embiid's post last night?
It's rough.
I mean, you could tell he was just finding out about it right then and there. He sits down, and he's like, because his body language, he's bristling back, like he's like, okay, wait, no, I don't want this. I don't know what's coming, and it wasn't great.
So Embiid tweeted, and you're like,
oh, great.
He puts bleeping sick and tired of being babied, and this is how Brown responded.
Without getting into private conversations, the flavor.
The flavor.
I love the way this man the flavor of the way.
What is
that
this?
it
Are we
is.
like, is he connected here? Like, yeah,
It makes you think like he's got a couple friends.
You
know what I mean?
wanna talk about me here? Yeah, you wanna say something bad about me?
Without getting into private conversations, the flavor that he delivers our conversations, our private conversations.
Yeah.
He just wants to play basketball. He wants to be with his
Private
team.
conversation.
He wants to play in front of the fans. He wants to see this through. It is completely driven out of team competitiveness. I want to play basketball. That type of flavor more than anything.
That type of flavor.
The
Why did that
two
go so
flavors.
well?
Two of them.
Yeah.
Hit us with 2 of those.
So basically, I'm gonna go to Joel and I'm gonna say I'm gonna make you an offer that you can't refuse.
He sounds like that sounded really fishy, man.
It was
Joel.
weird, right?
Do not mess with this guy. Do not mess with this guy.
Can we please make a GIF of Brett Brown's face
Wait a
on Al
second.
Pacino?
GIF.
It's a gift.
It's a GIF.
It's not
It's
a
not a
GIF.
GIF.
It's
It is
not a
peanut
J.
butter.
It's a
The
GIF.
letter G, not the letter J.
You're both wrong.
no.
Kev,
Jif
help me
is
out.
peanut butter.
You're
Yes.
gonna say GIF, aren't you?
No, technically I've heard both, but I've thought, okay, GIF to me too much. It's in the peanut butter thing. I just think it's
It's
peanut
a
butter.
GIF.
God, how old are you?
I'm telling you right now. Look it up. The guy who invented the GIF came
Calls
out
it
and said,
GIF?
yes, he said the correct pronunciation is JIF.
I'm
No, spelled
stupider
with a G.
now. I'm stupider now, Kevin. Can you fix this?
I didn't even get to finish my thought.
If I do, Diener will just take you right back there.
I know he will. I know. That's why you're staying out of it. You're like,
That's
let him
right.
go. Let him go through this process.
I didn't even get to finish my thought.
What were you saying?
I was gonna say, can we make whatever you want to call it, a GIF or a GIF, of Brett Brown's face on Al Pacino's face in the final scene of The Godfather as the door closes on Kay. She's just looking in, and it's just Brett Brown standing in the room.
And it just says
in The Godfather.
flavor.
Come here.
Flavor.
Come here, Joel. I got some flavor for you. Gotta wonder if D Wade's gonna even have the stamina coming back here for this night and Thursday.
That's going to be tough for him to be able to muster back up.
Well,
Especially the travel and everything, too.
I believe in him.
especially after what Gabrielle Union did to him.
Oh,
Whoa,
Lord.
hey.
She gets a little frisky on the Twitters.
Does she?
She tweeted out last night after that performance. She said, "Now come on home, baby.
Ooh.
Oh,
I got something for you.
Hey,
Hashtag grown ASF. Oh, yeah.
Ain't nothing but a gene thing.
That's right. You know what I'm talking about, baby. Yeah. You're going to be tired. Yeah.
leave him alone, Gab.
Yeah. You know.
He has a
Come
series
on.
to win. Leave him
Come
alone.
on. Come on. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, who called Bill Belichick an a-hole? I'll let you know next.
Think Loria did a bad job? Wait till you hear this crap. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.
We got some boys that be bitter. And they're letting it show. I don't know who's more bitter about their former teams. Mike Pouncey, he seemed like he was cool when he left Miami. He was initially saying, "Oh, man, I'm just really happy that at the end of the day, I'm going to be a Dolphin for life. The city gave me a great opportunity to play in the NFL. I think it was awesome. I had a hell of a ride here." Now he's kind of changed his tune a little bit.
What do you do?
Well, he said that he's kind of unhappy with how the whole thing went down. He said that the Dolphins texted his agent to let him know that he was being released instead of calling him directly. And he thought after the time he had given them that he deserved a call. And now he's saying that the Dolphins have, quote, added fuel to the fire.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I kind of agree with him, but why say it now? I mean, how long
Yeah.
ago
yeah.
were
Did
you
you
released?
feel that way when it first happened?
Yeah, I would have been vocal about it immediately if I was that pissed off about it.
I wonder what is going on that, yeah, you're right. Because you got to tell him, because Des Bryant's doing it right. He's bitter now.
Oh,
Yes.
he was bitter on his way out of the facility.
Tweeting and stuff.
Saying to people that he will see the Cowboys twice a year.
Yeah.
As he's walking out. Yeah. That's the way you do it.
That's right.
Do you want Des Bryant if you're an NFL owner right now?
Yes.
Do you want him?
Yes.
You do. Tell me why.
Because
Tell
he's
me why you
fired
want him.
up. Yes.
Oh, I could be fired up. Do you want me?
He's got gusto.
You don't know what I mean.
He's motivated.
His numbers have declined a solid amount.
Yeah.
The stats I was reading about Des Bryant the other day, his drops and just where he has been since 2015, it's not the same old Des Bryant.
Also
And-
targeted less, too, though.
okay, so you want to put his problems on Dak Prescott?
Yeah. I don't think that Dak
Because he
Prescott...
will. I think he would, because I think the comments he's making, he's trying to say,
Yeah, well, I don't think Dak Prescott and Tony Romo are the same quarterback. Tony Romo had a massive arm. Dak Prescott doesn't have a massive arm. He does have a good arm, but, I mean, I think they relied more on the little guy, Cole Beasley.
Do you want a guy that's motivated by the revenge factor? So if you're
Yes, of
if,
course
if you're in
That's
the
what
NFC,
I'm saying.
if you're in the NFC East, you're dying to get a hold of this guy because you think he's going to be resurgent. Do you think Manning is going to be much better? Is Manning going to be healthy this season?
I don't know about that. I mean, I have no clue. I mean, Manning
That was
is
a great analysis,
Oh,
Ricky.
Manning, because Manning is so weird. It's just like, even if he's healthy, he'll still play like crap. And it doesn't make much of a difference. But if you have weapons, I mean, I guess it makes it a little bit easier.
I can't remember. What was the Giants' record last year?
Not good.
They won like, what,
I
four
believe
games?
Three
games?
Yeah.
games?
I was going to say
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
bad last year.
It was somewhere in there.
And that's why I don't get this whole thing with OBJ. Like, OBJ's the greatest ever. Well, I mean, he doesn't win much.
No.
Like, the greatest catch that's ever been made by any NFL player ever was in a loss.
So you're going to have Odell and you're going to have Des Bryant fighting for catches?
I mean, maybe not. Maybe using. I always say this: like when you bring a really good receiver in, they may not be the ones that are going to be your primary product, but they could be a great distraction. Because imagine if you're looking at if you're sitting there as a defense and you're watching these two guys, you have OBJ on one side and Des Bryant on the other. You're like, they could go to either one of them. So I mean, where do you sit? And then you have the other little guy.
You think OBJ is going to be
Shepard.
thrilled though? Because I mean, realistically, this is going to cut into some of his throws, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could
Yeah.
because he's an ego guy.
So is OBJ happier if Des Bryant comes and becomes a
no,
member of the
OBJ
Giants?
doesn't want him there.
Absolutely.
He doesn't, right?
No, he doesn't.
So I mean, you're dealing with a 3-win team basically in the Giants, and you've just
then you
added.
just-
That's what I'm saying. Do
firecracker
you
in
really
there.
want Des Bryant if you're the Giants, or are you just adding more problems to a 3-win team?
I mean, it's a good possibility he could be adding more problems. I think he better be suited in the Eagles than it would be anything.
That's
Okay.
probably
Which I
a
think
better
he's
fit.
probably where he's going to go.
Yeah, that's a better fit. I might be in the minority here. If he was talking about the Dolphins, and as a Dolphin fan, I would say no thanks. You're talking about a guy who is really just a headache.
No
on the
offense,
downturn
but
of
if
his
somebody
career.
asked him, I think he'd go, no thanks.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, feelings mutual.
That's fair. That's fair.
But you're right. He is kind of in the downturn of his career. And if you're trying to rebuild something, it kind of be not worth the money you're going to spend.
Yes. But Danny Amendola might have a little bit less to say. He's our third example of being a little bit. He actually came out and basically said that Bill Belichick can be an a-hole sometimes. But is that really a bombshell?
I mean,
Or is that
I
just saying
think we
what we all
all already
know? Yeah.
Thanks, National Enquirer, for your scoop.
Yeah.
I just like that he said it. It's
Yeah,
fun.
he did
just
lay
hear
it
him say
down.
it.
There is the exact quote. He did say, yeah, he's an a-hole sometimes. He said it's not easy, that's for sure. But he said that basically I was going to get more money from the Dolphins than I was going to get from New England.
I think if he went to the Dolphins, Jets, or Bills, he would say that. I think if he went to any other team, he would probably talk about him pretty respectively. But now, because he's part of the Miami Dolphins, and you have to hate the Patriots, it's like when you sign up to be a Dolphins fan, that's all part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has to talk bad about the Patriots because it has to create some type of
Yeah.
riff.
Well, parting shot here today, something that I've been talking so much about, and that is cutting down this Major League Baseball season. And some numbers to back it up. 162 games. They've been doing it for 50-plus years. And this is baseball's biggest problem is the fact that they just say, well, it's the way it's always been done. And when you have a business that always says, well, this is just the way we've always done it, what do you usually see happen to that
They
business?
fail. They
Yeah.
fold.
Yeah.
So baseball learned from so many other businesses that have said the same thing. Learn from the numbers. Already in the 19-day-old season, baseball has had 24 postponements due to snow and cold.
Nice.
It's insane. People there are not enjoying themselves. The players look absolutely miserable.
Ugh.
So why do we put either out there to have to endure this? And the thing, too, 18 of the 30 teams play in cold weather cities, and only 2 of those have domes. People are freezing and they're miserable.
Just start the season in June and be done with it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm with you. What are
or
we
give
doing
everybody a dome.
Well, that's
That's
That's what I said with the Miami, with Hard Rock
You get a
Stadium.
dome.
Like,
You get a dome.
yeah.
You get a dome.
Get
So
Oprah-
easy. Yeah,
Get
it's just
Oprah out there and
$1 billion
just
here,
dome
billion.
it all up.
You make it sound like it's just a cap. We just go put right on.
Well, just everybody gets dome. It works out that
Everybody
way.
gets dome?
No,
Is it-
no, everybody
Isn't
gets
that on
dome.
a T-shirt in Key West?
Everybody gets a dome.
Oh, yes. A dome means a lot
dome. That's
different
what I meant
stuff.
To say.
What have you said?
It's just crazy stuff.
God
I mean,
almighty.
the season last year, the World Series ended October 31st. You were creeping in November, and it began on March 29th. The season's too dang long. Come on. Your attendance is down 7 million people since 2007. Just learn from it. Do a shorter season, make it more special, and stop making people freeze and canceling so many games.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it's been canceling so much. The Padres put up on Twitter a couple days ago that they put a picture of the stadium and they said, our game will be played as usual because it's a beautiful picture.
Because that's the anomaly, not the norm.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, but those because everybody else is getting canceled. Then Toronto decided that they were going to do. It's like, well, we're playing in a dome, so we don't have to postpone our game.
Whoops.
A sheet of ice came down and poked a hole in the top of the dome, and they had to postpone the game.
Come on, baseball. Come on, baseball.
together.
You're being a little ridiculous. All right, got a comment on it? Look us up on Twitter at Kevin's Other Show. Also find us on YouTube, and you can download the podcast.
You listened to him on the KVJ show for years. Every time he tried to talk sports, he'd get shut down. After years of begging, we finally gave in. Brought to you by Wellington Anti-Aging. Low T? Go to WellingtonAntiAging.com. And by Bremen Motor Cars in West Palm Beach, a world-class experience. Shop BremenPorsche.com now. It's Kevin's Other Show on 640 The Hurricane.